been talking about life from now until eternity, right? We've been talking about that for several weeks, and we've specifically honed in on this seat up here, which we call the judgment seat of Christ. We talked about how the very next thing on God's calendar is the rapture of the church, and after the rapture of the church, immediately is the judgment seat of Christ. No shouting, no running around, giving Peter and Paul high fives. But the very next thing is the judgment seat of Christ, where we all will stand and give an account of our lives, specifically the life since you were saved. So we've been talking about that, and we've been looking at the things that, if I'm going to stand before the judgment seat of Christ, and Christ is going to judge me, not for sin, because sin has already been judged on the cross. Jesus took on all sin, so I can't stand before the judgment seat of Christ, and he asked me why I smoke so much marijuana. So sins have already been taken care of on the cross. If Jesus was to judge me of sin at the judgment seat, then it's what you call double jeopardy, where he is judging the sin twice, because the sin has already been judged in Jesus. So now I can't now not come under penalty for any sin, because Jesus took all the penalty anyway for past, present, and future sin. So Jesus is not going to be asking you why you were shacking up or none of that kind of stuff at the judgment seat. But it is about your work. I said that you can look at the judgment seat in several ways, but two ways really kind of bring it to life. One is you can look at it like a graduation ceremony, where everybody is graduating, and if we all there, we're excited, right? And you get your diploma, or i.e. rewards. But I said everybody doesn't graduate valedictorian, though. Everybody not number one. And so there is degrees of rewards at the judgment seat. The judgment seat is based on your work. I also said you can look at it like a performance review. Every year, or however often in some jobs, we have a performance review where they say, okay, this is what you were supposed to do, and so let's look at what you did. And you get scored. Different jobs do it differently. You get scored 1 to 5, you get scored well, poor, horrible, fabulous person, I don't know, whatever the scale is. But it's like a performance review, where this is the task Jesus gave us to do. And so we get either rewarded or we lose rewards based on the work that we were supposed to do since we accepted Jesus Christ. It is the body of work. And so we've been talking about that, and so we've talked about we've gathered through about 9. I told you initially it was 9, but it is going to be a little bit more than that. About 9 things that we will be judged for. Because I said it's important. If I'm going to be judged at the judgment seat, then at least tell me what I'm going to be judged on. All right, so I can target those areas and ensure that I'm following the will of God in those areas, right? And so let's just dive right in. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. You got to have your Bible today. I don't have the screen up. They're doing some painting here. They moved the screen. And adjusted. So old-fashioned Bible. Turn in your Bible. Amen. Or for those that's a little techy, turn on your phone to 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Yeah, not Facebook. Amen. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Let's just start at verse 1 so we can get the context, right? And our brethren could not speak unto you as unto spiritual. Paul is talking. He said, but as unto carnal, even unto babes in Christ. Paul said, look, I couldn't even talk to y'all like I wanted to because y'all babies, immature. to the church at Carmel here. He said, I had to come and I wanted to talk on this level, but your character was on this level, so this was the level I had to speak to you on. He said, I have fed you with milk and not with meat. He said, for hitherto you are not able to bear it. He said, neither yet now are you able. He said, you haven't been able to eat real meat that I want to teach you. He said, and guess what? You're still not ready for the real meat of the word. He said, for you are yet carnal. Now, they didn't say they weren't saved because they are saved. Yeah. You cannot be carnal and not saved. Carnal means that you are a saved person, but you're so focused on the world. You worry. You fleshly. You're not a person that's focusing on maturing. People can't tell the difference between you and an unbeliever. He said, you are yet carnality, flesh. He said, for whereas there is among you envying. He said, okay, you're carnal. And he said, I'm going to tell you why you're carnal. He said, because y'all got envying going on. Now, envy is a little bit further than jealousy, right? Like jealousy, and you can't be envious and not jealous. But you can be jealous and not envious. Envious is it's not that it's not only that I want what you want. I don't even like you for having it. Yes, sir. I'll give you an example. There are poor people that don't like rich people because they're rich. You don't even know them. It's envy. It's because I want that kind of life and I hate you or I dislike you for having the life that I want. Wow. He said that's envy in among you. He said that's a sign of carnality. He said and strife. Can't nobody get along and divisions. He said, are you not carnal and walk as men? I got strife, I got divisions, I got envy going on. He said, y'all carnal. Y'all folk, y'all low thinkers, earth thinkers. You're not heaven thinkers. He said, for while one said, I am of Paul. Another, I am of Apollos. He said, are you not carnal? Because Paul had planted the church. After Paul left, Apollos, who was another man of God in the faith, came on and started teaching. And so what happened is people started saying, well, you know, I follow Paul. I'm really behind Paul. And other people would say, well, no, Paul, he's cool, but I am really behind Apollos. So they started these fan clubs. We are the Paul fan club. We are the Apollos fan club. And Paul said, well, are you not carnal? Paul was, look, you know, he was a preacher. He preached real long. And he wasn't as, his verbiage wasn't as intellectual as Apollos, even though he was an intellect. But Apollos was more intellectual. And so you had a group of people that was from the city, I guess. They'd be more following Apollos. And other people maybe from the country, they'll be following Paul. And they had factions in the church. People had t-shirts on. Nah, it was teasing. If it was now, people would. Yeah. Apollos is my pastor. Paul is my pastor. Yeah. All in the same church. He said, are you not carnal? He said, who then is Paul? And who is Apollos? But ministers by whom you believed. Even as the Lord gave to every man. He said, I have planted the church. I started the foundation of this. He said, Apollos watered, but God made increase. He said, y'all focusing on the ministers, but God is the one that caused this church to be what it's supposed to be. He said, so then, neither is he that planted anything, neither he that watered, but God that gives the increase. Now, in verse 8, he said, he that planted and he that watered are one. We're on the same team. He said, y'all splitting us up like we got different jerseys on. He said, but we're on the same team. He said, he that planted, he that watered, same team. He said, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor.
Wow.
Really what I wanted to get to right here. It's his own reward for his own labor. Then he says, for we are laborers together with God. That's the part A portion of verse 9. And so when we talk about the judgment seat of Christ, we're specifically talking about what Paul is addressing here at the end of verse 8. He said, every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. Own reward, own labor. So what that means is there is no standing before the seat of Jesus bringing up anybody else. Well, I worked in the prison ministry with such and such. That's okay. But how much work did you really do in the prison ministry?
Yeah.
That's kind of how people be in the church. We be a part of stuff, but we don't be really a part of stuff.
Right.
Like you in the ministry, but you're not really involved in the ministry. Like you go to the church, but you're really not involved in the church. You don't get no credit for that. Every man will receive his own reward for his own labor, Paul said. So God is looking for us to do good work. And so go to Proverbs chapter 11. I'm in number 9. I'm going to go back. Mention the Lord loves you. Amen. Number 9. I say number 9. This is just the 9th thing on the list that we will be judged for at the judgment seat of Christ. Number 9. But I want to read in Proverbs 11. We look at verse 30. The writer says, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that wins souls is wise. Number 9 is how many people you witnessed to and won to Christ. Really, I need to say it in 2 ways. How many people you witnessed to, literally Christ, and then how many people you won to Christ. But they all under the same banner is the 9th thing. We, as people of God, have been called to win other people to Christ, to witness for Christ. And we know we say that a lot in church. You know, I want to witness for Christ. No, I mean you individually. When we get to heaven, the aim would be that you yourself have won somebody in your own